Sammy Gyamfi. Or say Debbie, so Kase, Yaboka, Yamoka, Kabianim. I find your markings is say, Maboka, because IMF was say 1.5 NIA Afamosas.
Gold board is responsible for causing financial loss to the states, 22 billion Ghana cedis in just a year. It's not me who are saying it. It is the IMF, and government has accepted, conceded that indeed these were huge losses.
Audited findings approve say gold board aboka, and now the members say IMF for report say gold board aboka. Send your more kana. Why is it that they are not calling Sammy Gyamfi to a public account committee? Why?
You don't know these streets like we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. This is our editorial from DJ Slim Listo Mensa Ewahasi Madina Macho Man. They say I was here to me a t-shirt back. Yatro said meaning in our Twitch. So they say Madina Macho Man. They say I have big brand.
Yeah.
Big brand. I say I'm forced down. I'm per franchise and enough.
Yeah.
Even Adenta Macho Man as well. And I of course we do say weekend and you know. Ube bet the baby back pay my bet.africa or see when you try now din so a sikan bia wadi bia ye de be ye de be ma wonti comment section where the link me no to link me no e wo meaning first one no e say wa won register e no miaso na register second one no e telegram link e ho na ye de daily betting tips ne also ye de gum say de be ya won so be hwem e bi wo ho a won say Benedict otimi cookie be 1,000 also e egum ti wa hwehwem na yiyi na afi won so form one kasa won so the conclusion e wo in a more professional and digital way. Now we need na unya ska ni bi na afi obra bi so wo abroche ka so de kakra so ba be so say de be ya afi mbe complete dan ne dia ka chere so onyusu Nala the biggest and the fastest money transfer apps is here on the market. No more exchange rate, you know. Also. Now saying bank been many year frakadam kitwebi. But Nala de ono on chuni. Betcha correct exchange rate say $1 neighbor cedi no ankasa be sum na fi why they were feeling. Download say see now be feeling more party. That means we use promo code no SIWGH. That the Street is Watching Ghana. We use our promo code there far or $20 straight away after we have transaction be no such $20 so account. Download the app right now. I know link in the comment section me as soon as you download it. Remember to use the promo code Street is Watching Ghana. You're in the world of politics. Listen mensa I say political decks no share lens na fi atnas na SMBC asem kese about good board. Ya twia dom kuma say maboka. Phrase say majority say obwa yemboka nti say yaboka ana yemboka $1.5 billion loss and you can answer with respect to gold board penny and as a CEO a friend Sammy Gyamfi Esquire so a lawyer lawyer can say Esquire yes or say there be so ka say yaboka yemoka kabianim afan your markings so say maboka because IMF was say 1.5 NIA afamosas. We to say economic cost. Say why na can okre. Dom kuma press conference na ensema afenyo market said the two biano ebinye yewe.
Gold board is responsible for causing financial loss to the states. The minority will say this firmly and boldly. It doesn't matter the adjectives you use to attack our personality. We know that a day of reckoning will come. They should remember that post-regime accountability awaits them. 22 billion Ghana cedis in just a year. It's not me. It's not Mama Pat. It's not this handsome man standing behind me. It's not this other handsome man. It's not these handsome men who are saying it. It is the IMF. And government has accepted, conceded that indeed these were huge losses. So why the insult? Pourquoi? Minewo. Egomede. Adena mudidi atem. Magoton gold aboka. IMF force sika podu eti say 22 billion maboka. Mwama jia tumu se maboka. Nyebonyumo. Ekakasia na mabo Ghana 22 billion cedis. Na ye minority dia oma tro amwa jia tum na ye kan wase. Na mo bedi din atem.
Welcome back. Sammy Gyamfi say da bi wo wofa. Somehow okay kano. Em say wo ankasa won share anye smart sa. to boss na me breaking it down. Sammy Gyamfi so a reply. Yen hwe sa de we.
Yeah, I'm G3. Well, I believe you should know me better. My good brother Felix says something. He says politics is a contact sport. So when you are involved in politics, you are involved in boxing. You should be ready for tackles. You should be ready for punches. And some of us are vaccinated against political mischief. We've taken the vaccine, so we are not worried at all. But what I want to say is this. If the one under whose tenure has bought chairman as ECG, where ECG recorded a loss of 8.2 billion, is not facing any onerous bail terms, and how can Sammy Gyamfi, under whose tenure the gold board has exported 170 tons of gold through former channels and brought into this country over 17 billion United States dollars in 1.5 years, face onerous bail terms? Under your tenure, not a gram of gold produced in Ghana was refined in Ghana. Today, over 9 metric tons just this year of gold we have bought refined in Ghana. We are changing the value addition story. So you see, such statements are reckless. They are what I call the fanciful efficiencies of a palm wine bar. You take it as comic relief. And it is very sad. See, when we say this, he says we are not insulting him. This is somebody occupying a seat once occupied by the Venerable G.H. Mensah, the Venerable Papa Uzu Ankoma, or Seiche Mensah Bonsu. Look at the depth and the substance of these personalities. When they rose to speak on Parliament, look at the command they commanded across the aisle. And look at how this seat has now been so bastardized and depraved by a noisemaker who cannot even read and research and get his facts right. So I will go to prison in his brain, and I will have onerous bail terms in his brain. I'm not afraid of any intimidating tactics, because we are serving Ghana in good conscience, and our resource and posterity will speak for us. Thank you very much.
And that was through accountability series. Ekoso, Don Penny. And as a government, the accountability series about the
Flaster House.
Yes. Yeah, we'll
under Ministry of Information.
Ministry of Information, so that we see the sectors and how they are performing.
Yeah.
Nti enumuna say Sammy Gyamfi ekeka nsemba akumienu say be about gold board and the transactions are ekoso gold board. Say same way footages at social media people were concerned about say the demeanor and the posture of Sammy Gyamfi and certain words that he used on a accountability series platform. Opinion Nii Lante Vandapue, former coordinator, or also a chance got na city TV show. Now, Nempanyufu Edin Komono say ena ekopie because you could busa question. Say Sammy Gyamfi sama okekano. Pacho who is saying this is what Nii Lante Vandapue had to say.
But the first question is, again, we've seen you talk about approach, conduct in communicating some of these things. But yesterday, we also saw the chief executive of the Gold Board, and some have opined that the tone, even the minority leader later came out to say, right, and the choice of words, right, using words like brutal, using words like
drinking bar,
the fusions of all manner of words were used. Now the point is that you are a senior
platform at the presidency, right?
Fair enough. You are a senior person in the governance architecture. You've served in parliament, you've been minister. Are those words you would use, for example, if you were communicating on a government position?
Well, you see, everyone has a style. Everyone has a style. And you are asking me.
Has a style, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Everybody has a style.
Are those words you use?
No, I wouldn't use
those words.
I wouldn't use those words.
Fair enough.
But you see, the issue is that is why I'm saying that if the minority leader has acted using the mechanisms available to him, he will have acted in a much more responsible manner. And the response from the other side will have been different.
Okay.
But when you speak like just an ordinary person making those effusions, then you are also asking somebody to give you the same measure.
But you agree the words were harsh?
Well, yes, I totally agree. And I wouldn't want anyone to use that on a platform like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't. By my communication background, I wouldn't want the person, because you are not speaking to only that person. You are speaking to many other people. So that one, I will sit here and apologize on behalf of Sammy Gyamfi. Even if he has not done that, I will do that. Because it's my boy. Sammy, it takes me as a senior person, just as you do. And I would say he's not a communicator. He's not a communications expert like me. He hasn't done communication. I have done communication. And I know that by register, when you're talking, you are not talking to one person, you are talking to general number of people. So look at that distance. So fine, this is a different thing. But I'm saying that Afenyomakin also irresponsibly acted in a manner unexpected of a minority leader.
Fair enough.
Welcome back. In some of our kind, no, or Chirimua, say the position and the posture of Afenyomakins attracted the position and posture from Sammy Gyamfi. Asema o person can tintin titi mu ano. Na say we are communication so kakra na so what communication so asia. Nka memfa ne se nka wo address Afenyomakins nko afa ne say your opportunity to address the whole country and I say a broader group of people. Enti say nensem bi a o kan wo ho no. Anya manfo da ono Nii Lante Vandapue ohun se Sammy Gyamfi fa ne se oye ne bra panyi ana ne papa panyi opena asem nti onu obegina eho no aye de wapa achew for Sammy Gyamfi. Say sa asem de na nka bia nka amamre mu kwa so kra na ase bia nka efi asem a nka sa asem we de nka enya asem, but politics to me abayifu adwuma yi de say ankolande wo quarters bi ye en quarters ankolande ye no NDC aso ye enti enina say ye show no anopa na nwumre na omu decide so ombeso opanyi Edwin Nii Lante Vandapue by the scrotum. Dompanyi, so they are going to hold him by the scrotum. Bra, never be patcho. Now achopa ebai on the 20th of August 2026. A TV seminar say unreserved apology to Sammy Gyamfi and the NDC. Sema allow me some input kakra. Or say I wish to sincerely apologize for my comments during my presentation on CTTV this morning. Having had the opportunity to listen carefully to myself and reflect on the discussion, I acknowledge that I did not communicate my intended position in the manner I should have. I take full responsibility for that. Let me state clearly and without ambiguity that it was never my intention to undermine or condemn our comrade Sammy Gyamfi or to lend support to the attacks being directed at him and the Gold Board by the opposition. My record, my conviction, and my commitment to the NDC would never permit me to knowingly strengthen the hands of our political opponents against one of our own. Indeed, my intention during the discussion was to defend the work of Gold Board and the efforts of Sammy Gyamfi. Unfortunately, in reacting to the sustained propaganda and attacks surrounding the matter, I expressed myself in a way that created a completely different impression. For that error of judgment and communication, I am sincerely sorry. I particularly apologize to Sammy Gyamfi. He is a dedicated member of our party who has served the NDC with courage and commitment over the years. And he deserves the support of all of us as he carries out one of the most important national responsibility entrusted to him. Whatever observation I may have had should never been expressed in a manner capable of being interpreted as validating the attacks of our political opponents against him. I also apologize to the leadership members and particularly the grassroots of our great party who were disappointed or hurt by my comments. I understand their concerns at a time when our comrades and the institutions they lead are subjected to politically motivated attacks. Members rightly expected those of us who have been entrusted with leadership and those aspiring to greater responsibility within the party to demonstrate solidarity, sound judgment, and loyalty to our collective cause. I have spent a significant part of my political life standing and fighting for the NDC, including through extremely difficult personal and political circumstances. My commitment to this party and its people remain absolute. The NDC is my political home, and my loyalty and commitment to its cause remain unwavering. Signed by Nii Lante Vandapue. He is the former DRIP coordinator.
Yeah.
Asem we be list to.
Yeah.
Asem bi pono.
Yeah.
Minim se bia ukura asafo ya betime bia mamia.
Well, first of all, look, when yeah, the end say a group of people believe say they take offense. You, no matter your intentions, the right thing to do is to what? To apologize and let this word go. But I will be some me candid opinion, and I'm a candid opinion on this matter. I feel say Omo take you offense no. Omo overreact here.
Okay.
There is no offense in whatever Edwin Nii Lante Vandapue can city win. There is nothing wrong.
They feel say was subjected the party to ridicule. What two or more under the bus.
He didn't do that. Okay. You see, the whole presentation Sammy Gyamfi right? But I could mention Afenyo Kingston. That video na trendy and untiaba be subject of discussion. No na take all the shine from a presentation or a questioner. Despite media, one lady ne kubisa. Kubisa Sammy Gyamfi say. Afenyo Kingston say who bail condition there. Ebe kesiye. And a hono Sammy was angry. Sammy Gyamfi was angry. And the words are all you here. Even video no be how be on your way. Me person me stative words now all you and then you realize it was words are if coming from somebody who was what? Very angry and or communicating sir. Or say such a statement is reckless. I call them fanciful effusions of palm wine bar.
Okay.
Just a oko palm wine bar. You take it as comic relief. It is very sad that this is coming from a person occupying a seat once occupied by venerable J.H. Mensah, Papa Usuankuma, and Osechi Mensah Bonsu. Look at the depth of these personalities. When they rose to speak, they commanded huge respect across the assembly. But look at how such a seat is bastardized and depraved by a noise maker who cannot read and get his facts right. In our settings, if you speak to somebody like that, no matter how or why they were offended, wrong.
Okay.
The language now Sammy used to it was what? Wrong. Yes, because you see, at that stage, baby, I'm not Sammy Gyamfi. Now on Jina any media media platforms
government accountability.
Government accountability series. So the government is what? Accounting to what? The people. So you are responding, though nipa na trigger, but you are responding to Ghanaians, not that person. That is the Adriana Nii Lante the air train. Sammy Gyamfi Adriana say,
"Ehono nye."
Though nipa na trigger, nipa na kika nyama basa de ache. But baby na wujina no. Baby ehono ye the information in Ghana for you are speaking to Ghana for. So I was say your tone, your posture, your BBR should come in a certain way. You make what I say. Enti believe say because of the Afenyo markings anything na Sammy Gyamfi yes and to all apologize. Perhaps media baby I'm finding say it was the where's honorable Nii Lante Vandapue and you soon ye say on your communication on your communication expert. I feel say honor was needless. Because you don't necessarily have to be a communication person to come and account for your still worship.
But said Sammy Gyamfi also hold this position. You
put there, I will not even go there. They make what I say. Accountability, no, right? All the CEOs near the no. Obi on ma or near communication da.
But to me can answer.
But Brabe can answer. Sabi communication. Yet I said no be near the You make what I say. Aha. Enti hono na me it was needless.
Okay.
Say ebia do wa she we bufu de. But ni ko say we the ubuan because yes ni ko say we the ubuan because I say no platform now and oye clear Nii Lante kan say e ho na wugina no on ka say afenyo market na kan ba hata che o men ka bi nkire no but o see baby a wugina no don't look at it say o kasa tieni o kasa che nipa ba akofo kasa che Ghana fo nyina dem I want to say so no matter the provocation you don't have to what descend into the gutters and ebe appear say one Ghana fo na kasa basa
NDC grassroots for who say
yeah
and some members of the NDC who say that 1.5 billion loss are MPP for propagating. One of the things that can hurt the economy, number one, and also what the NDC seeks to achieve by stabilizing the economy. What you say?
Yeah.
Say omo allows Adienu to thrive. Ebe distort to the smooth rider omo amemune baya omo ye de enjoy. So if you are a part of them, you don't have to be seen as being weak when it comes to a stand like that or when it comes to a topic like that. You don't apologize. It is the makers of politics,
yeah.
Because you give the opponent a political ammo. Do you feel say by rendering an apology on behalf of Sammy Gyamfi, Nii Lante Vandapue, the MPP with that?
No.
You don't feel say
no. You see, there is a difference between MPP and NDC.
Okay.
Adie ma ewo MPP mu NPP mu and na NDC mu. And then they say, you remember when Sam George about social media now or banter we know grassroots they were happy. But the chairman of the party in an interview said, no, you are a minister of state. And you need to be very careful with what you put out. That is the difference between MPP. Say MPP ni eno yesa company bi eno obe friend atiano. That is the difference. Omo no mo ye bag wagon party say ye cause ye say ya ye nyina ye di so. That is why who ye dissent kakrebia ni ye person you free party nim. When you dissent in the MPP, you get out. Where is Kennedy Japan? Where is Alan Martin? Where is Yimo? Back my money guy Solomon Usumo. Omo dissent here. I say ye agenda nini.
Ye kasi ye kono
ye kasi ye kwa disubi. Iti di afenyo market ye. A ko jama me animu ye we ni ade. NDC you will see say some people will be calling him out. Say no, what I say, you don't necessarily have to do that. It NDC mun sa de way or that is why Mama Sam George there example no. Minister of State too. It's a committee for phone a friend.
But addressing.
But a comedian also echo. Can say no, you don't need to do that. I know answer Sam George there. Yes, that is the difference between the MPP and the NDC. The MPP in penifo betuma tiankola publicly.
Problem should not be a problem.
And you can say a problem.
But what is happening now?
The reason why a problem is Sammy Gyamfi. And NDC should be very careful. The grassroots should be very careful. Because you cannot make certain people demigod. Say, Omodie, they are above reproach. Sammy Gyamfi ankasa personally, no. Perhaps be only problem be with what Nii Lante in some way do kan.
Okay.
Possible say
speculate say be on one
kasa no enya dey.
Only problem
because Sammy Gyamfi no ejitum say he is not above criticism.
Or not above reproach.
Ojitum say oye mistakes. Ojitum say empenfo na betia no. Empenfo na be correct. When on agrada issue nearby, there were NDC people omo call media space ni mukoka say the Sammy Gyamfi and wanye ni ye but omo ne be kasa. Am why they were very careful. Ye nyina ye be kan bi. Say no, you don't need to what? Man,
to be seen.
Don't be reckless like that.
Yes, especially holding a
public office.
Yes.
Yenya papa rough. E was say papa ye then go through certain channels. Yenam abonte keke na machi obi na me money ska.
And the foreign currency as well.
Exactly. E be create a whole lot of, but onya yini Now na mo baby we show be now pocket maniska enye bone say wo chi obiska. But when you become a public officer, actions no nyema. Sami no dey no odwen say me share obi a wa sre miska na my dem ma boa no.
By me papa.
But there were political implication, and he was called out both the grassroots and the leadership of what the party.
No,
the chief of staff summoned him.
I understand this direction.
Yes.
The amentia say bim say you know what exactly is wrong with what Nii Lante Vandapue what exactly?
There is nothing wrong. The people who here they find issues with the Nii Lante kind people who believe say Sammy Gyamfi cannot be what advised. Sammy Gyamfi is above reproach.
Do you feel that way?
Yes, that is what it is.
Okay.
Because the Nii Lante kind wasakura kwa ye party ni ye because eyeba ne sa na omo abi omo feel say Sammy wan kasa ye no wa apologize on what you behalf. So in this case a win-win situation. One Sammy ama grassroots ni age say why dem hammer afenyo. What I say grassroots and omo amu believe say
take person also
omo so who say the Sammy ye no the tone near the no because concern am for to be raising it Nii Lante na ba be jinema say oh yeah apologize akwese ma hwe ni so na ma ba power chow na say as a win-win automatically me ma boa mama kuma to me yam ma be power chow so akuma to yam win-win situation na dey so it should have what ended there. So for the grassroots to make all this noise for him to come and what apologize I mean who say the consequences Nii Lante ne be face. Nii Lante pe chairman NDC chairmanship position open. The analysis about based on facts, data nature say or no na eden. LED race ni so be do be win. Now the whole way na eden ambese some bia because people take offense. Me feel say Nini kwanso me do because ni sem no kind. That's what I'm saying say the only part of say onye communication expert. Onye communication. And what I mean is it was needless because you don't necessarily have to be communication expert to come and account to what the people to telling us say podium na no jiraso. He was speaking to Ghanaians, not African-Americans. And it was true. He was speaking to Ghanaians.
Yes.
Because Sammy Gyamfi be here then eba Austin space so. Nisem no kan wo accountability series one. Once say bibia.
The same facts and
yes, when he went to Joy. Mukoko tie nisem o kafa abna osehun. Maame na no. Ko be nisem o blasting media for na o man no sa platform ni nyina. Why na Ebeka say Sammy anye ni? Because at that platform give and take. We have a candidate also come there. But a ban government to any day. Only a different podium. It Nii Lante didn't say Sammy Gyamfi any right say Afenyo Mark is attacking her. Anyone so attacking the people. The all can say
even though admitting Pokra says BB says here is because of the Afenyo Mark is
intia. The make what I say. It only the end problem or one say podium now ube jina no. You are talking to Ghanaians. What I say. It any question we then who addressing nipa baako.
Okay.
What I say.
Okay.
How is this?
Mami, let me pick your brain on this issue. Do you think that Adi will be changing how communications are done in the NDC, like, you know, reacting to issues across board? Because we a platform now, opinion also. In the Busana, something that, as current as the accountability series on Good Board.
Yeah.
Do you think this will a bit change how NDC communicates across board? And also, that's how people see it, because now this is a government emphasis in power. Omo senior mpanyinfo a womu ena waka quote unquote akwada wom asem ena yesi waka na asem wa pacha wa mani nti no wo so be pacha wo.
You see, of course, yes. Wow, be cool. I'm sure say Felix Fosu Kwachimu. They take responses. They will obviously guide other state leader, state agency CEOs, board, whatever, and they will guide them and ensure, say, look, let's stick to facts. Let's put some beya so the enemy cover it, because at the end of kind in your presentation or any yes, our question no answer no take all the shine. And no na obia the discuss. And in communication, it is not proper, because the government, you need to communicate what you are doing, the facts. So you don't do anything as hard any moment taking the lead. It's in America said the demonstration now, MPP it will not have any impact because of Afenyo Markin's attitude or show the chairman. Later on, na interview na
trendy. It's still shine.
More consensus near the other na kwa rubbish. They make what I say. So when you are pushing an agenda, you make sure you don't commit any mistake. Be a bema and no nababel lead what the agenda. That is exactly what Nii Lante sought to communicate at the other obibia.
Good.
And media mimi who say, sir, we know or the ban, it doesn't in good picture and from the NDC. They portray in say, I say, ubimu above reproach. And the grassroots shouldn't do that. Sammy Gyamfi ubienu or penance and chemi. Me started say me posting the videos. That is why when I'm telling you what he did for President Mahama, when me analyze it, baby, you feel eba. Anyway, me share the first show or call UTV.
Or follow na che.
Me man follow na che. Or somebody me posting the video. Omo projecting, omo propagating to me or follow me X. Omo propagating ni nsema oka. Me medical be can baby or then or shatter the glass ceiling. Was okoshia Gary ni mako. We Kofi Bentil. Any other CEO Kokubako. I'll dismantle omo. That time no she or Captain Blueby or finish omo. What as a topic no more discuss or dealing with them. That was the show then. And more be nobody can be to my fetish and Gyamfi. What I say? One afternoon or more almost a coca can and I be more born was as I'm supposed to do. Maybe no me penasam chinubia. But one thing is that Sammy Gyamfi no nam hono. Or correction, papa. People like that, they like correction, papa, because they always want to be perfect. Almost person will appear perfect. It you almost correction. Almost ye bibi now draw my attention, but almost accept it. But mona mudi don't let it. Me create impression. Be say nipa no above reproach. That is the impression. Me who say apology. We are mama Nii Lante Vandapue apologize. That is the impression that I'm getting. And I feel say. I don't know how Nii Lante is going to recover from this blow. I don't know how. One kasa bonimu.
Do you think that affecting the issues?
Yes.
The chances of
affecting the chances. Yes. Yes. Maybe say a big blow. Now we are waiting for the global info analytics. They will run another polls and let's see
who is in the lead.
Who is in the lead? If someone is in the leader, it means apology. But I feel say. We share the backlash na air banner, which I feel said was needless. No matter how you look at it, how an backlash is a wrong message.
Yeah, wrap up. Who is NDC for I pressured by the propaganda, and I said, well, my main farmer, using the right word.
Propaganda, because now Joy
propaganda.
Do you trust Joy News? Do you trust them?
No, yeah, only credible.
Now, my fast check on Afenyo Markins, and they are saying, say, whatever he said about good board, and a lie. And
it is not 1.5 billion loss.
If you almost say 1.7, almost say no, it is not good board more kabiasa. And yababi chirichirimuwa. Say Bank of Ghana and I the aboka. The reason why we share good board and then they say okay, say Bank of Ghana aboka. Yet is a Bank of Ghana aboka yen ne. It's a baby head normal. So Bank of Ghana the obo Canada. But you haven't got a trade gold board and Sammy Gyamfi because of say Idea or yeah, brown or yeah, opposition. That is what omo yes idea.
Okay.
They make a what say. Propaganda and again.
Me refraining from using it. Say me busa question said, do you feel that the omuye put pressure on the NDC? That is why they are also pushing the narrative. Says so what can be about that sector? Ne who say oh amo we will have to hold you by the scrotum. Do you feel they are pressured by that?
I'm not too sure.
You are not too sure. Say NDC are pressured by that.
What Afenyo Markins is doing, to please, medical catch the reason why he's doing that.
Mm-hmm. Because of his political divide.
Or senses say there will be changes.
And you want to be leader beam.
Yes.
Okay.
And on Penisa, let me want to say, he still want to be what minority leader. In the end year, I will play to what to the gallery. One will say, or starting or granting interviews here and there. And he was at Good Evening Ghana. What I say, I know power we obeko baby fufu. Or post nyama on the social media way or the releases how the release but when you man pressure. Who na pressure by no. Abane be respond back person. I mean you be kasa back. Who say wakasa bio. But you are releasing what? A statement.
But that's supposed to be the job of
after
the opposition.
Statement, you are no. It's just who church who say me brain and throw na then. In throw na then. I was a media and back what you are saying. When the NDC was what? Exposing corruption under the MPP, bad this under MPP. We some could you talk black one? Or be posted on social media. The next thing you update. Or maybe repeating the Wakanda.
Ombe
explaining because believe say a fact na me dey about better. But we no we explain.
Yeah, explain tire.
Why explain sir or the we release this statement. I call it say good board made and me respond a particular way be. Good board for them my. And you now go interview and opa we so go interview on an interview I say it just say and then there is a fast check. I'm fast check you almost say you are lying. It's at the end of the day, all what you are doing propaganda, and I'm not surprised because yes lie.
Tete.
Or head office or say they don't need what facts. They need what propaganda. So they are propagating lies.
Okay.
And we are wild.
Use propaganda.
Yeah, we are wide awake. We will not allow anybody to come and lie.
Okay.
What they make out say? Malik, Eko can and there you say entron. You be holding by the word.
The scrotum.
Malik mini papa, me one number on my phone.
But you decided to hold him.
Yes. But Agric minister here now you so ne farmers no we no. And a feed Ghana fi omo born abaso because we correcting what we came to say. Enti ye na make sure say Ope so baby di en fa no krabedi anim 2016 ade na mo kasa ma ewo dan wo Dubai up to now mo antumi ama ma kire no che say mo twanto kire and I feel say you don't necessarily have to lie to me. Tell me what you are you come and do. Say nipa na owo so na anya nyama ni ya bra be ka chem say anya nyama ni ye but you don't have to lie. Be desperate and be moving throwing this thing as they are chasing scandal omo nam ha na say omo kikanyama boom.
Just to fit a certain narrative.
Exactly. Go IMF can clearly go domestic good
program.
For program. Bank of Ghana for program. Sammy Gyamfi mu dey small mo some go to go dem ra. Even net ton kran Bank of Ghana ne ton ade.
Yes.
So how then do you blame an entity ya audit and unim say public account committee when auditors yo modjuma wi a losses ba e dan ye be ECG wa na ECG for no mu blow isika rough ye be kan wa e kwa ECG for no di isika e den fa so omo a review losses no omo free ECG mpanifo e de ba public account committee
and the auditors findings
yes now auditors findings approve say good board aye aboka and now they never say IMF for report say good board aboka say ni omo kana. Why is it that they are not calling Sammy Gyamfi to a public account committee? Why? Because that is where who incur losses are. That is where you go explaining a quite of us union losses na ya then ya say charge one na say ya dey ya call say you prosecute. Samuel Atamios any madam obna say asare wa ba betena all the camera si hu e say waboka meanwhile it is your duty say empa waboka frɛ no no ma metrem
never documents in to nani
yes say identity no boss aka
I read we na wa ha no
it goes to expose their lies. They cannot call him because the financial statement has been published. There is no losses in it. But they cannot into the media war. And omunim say media for the be more dream will be inflation quantiase. It one say losses abano. Ghana aboko.
$1.5 billion 1 year per.
Yes, 2016 format. But this time, social media, you not street is watching one. Yes, exactly.
But still, now me man use word propaganda. Ebia na also be use word propaganda. Comment section ye biatum hono. Oba trowadwen obi won so oba opeso okenkan enti ne rent e din crutches wo hono 10 cedis so rent bi na watena comment section wona so wakan mu ba oba keep it real because the street is always watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We show.